What's going on, YouTube? Got a new one for me. Haven't had one of these Bronco Sports in the shop yet, so we're gonna go ahead and see if we can't figure this out together. It's kind of eyeballing it. Sort of look like the new Explorers. So first thing we're gonna do is pop off. We're gonna pop off this screw cover and see what's behind here. It looks like probably gonna come off pretty easy. Like I said, it kind of looks like the new Explorer and the new Expedition. But we're gonna find out. Just be really careful. Don't want to mar anything up. Ah, there we go. Oh, 7 or 8 millimeter. Let's see. 7. Nope, it's an 8 millimeter. So we got an 8 millimeter behind the handle there. Let's see. And then let's see if this will pop back. I think we're gonna be all right. Let's roll the window down though. Maybe make this a little bit easier. All right. And that pulls right out. How nice is that? No felts. It's all rubber. The last thing we're gonna see, oh look, laminated glass. Not sure if that's trim level specific, because this is appearing to be like a higher trim level. It says Badlands, has leather and LCD dash. So this might be a little bit higher trimmed one, or maybe all of these new Broncos have, or Bronco Sports have laminated door windows. So if you've seen any of my other videos when I talk about laminated door windows, just something gotta treat a little bit differently. Just saw something right now. I want to go back on the other screw cover there and check. There's actually a little white clips right there. I want to make sure it didn't stay in the door. But pull this out first. Stay on track. I guess while we're here too, we need to meter this. Got the car on, so let's go see. We're gonna tint this one to match Llumar CTX film. Eyeballing it, I'm guessing 25 will be a match, but we're just gonna double check. What do we got? It's metering right at 26. I'm gonna use the 25. It'll make the front doors just a tiny bit darker, but it'll actually look very close from the outside. Just want to make sure I didn't lose any of those white clips. From there, go ahead and I'm gonna tint it and you can watch. All right, so like I said, this is first time having one of these in. I got a feeling, like I said in other videos, I use Llumar's core film cutting software. Most of the time it's pretty okay, but whoever makes the patterns, I don't think understands what it takes to not have gaps along these front and back edges. I think I'm gonna be all right on this one. I'm just gonna have to be very, very careful with how I line it up on the front and the back. So I don't know, we'll keep going, see what happens. It's close, and so I'll be a little cautious how I line things up when I'm installing it, and hopefully that means I don't have to rip it all off and cut it by hand, but we'll see what happens. All right, so tinted it. Think I put it basically as close to the edge as I could on the back here, not having a gap, but we're good up here. And just like a lot of these patterns, if you can see that, there's about a 1/8 inch or so gap on the front, and it's really kind of a source of frustration with me and whoever designs these patterns, because everything about this pattern is fantastic. It just needs to be like a 1/4 inch longer on the front of the back, and it would be amazing. I don't think they like test fit the patterns to cars. They like scan it and send it or something. I don't know, because there's a lot of vehicles, and this is gonna be one that gets added to my list. We'll do it right now. And this isn't even the full list. This is just the ones I could remember off the top of my head. I moved it from my table when I turned my table around. This is a list I've been trying to compile of ones that I need to hand cut because they don't fit where the darn Tahoe. And we are adding Bronco Sport fronts. Hand cut. So I guess we'll catch back up in a little bit. I'm gonna cut these patterns. You don't really need to watch that. And we'll finish things up. All right, so went ahead and cut my own patterns, threw the other 10 away. It's like wasting $150 throwing 10 away. But now, if you can see this, no gap, looks super nice. We're gonna put it back together real quick, and then you can kind of see that process. I always get frustrated when the patterns are no good. Just waste time, waste money, waste tint. But when the plotter has good patterns, saves time, saves money, saves tint. So I guess it's sort of the trade-off. It's not gonna be perfect all the time. There we go. So just go ahead and kind of push that in. You want to shove this little rubber bits in and lift, and that's that. Put our 8mm back and put our little screw cover back. Do the same for the other side. You know, I probably say this too much. There's somebody probably watching this video saying, you don't have to take all that apart, stuff it all the time, or whatever. But you gotta tell me, how long did this really take us to take apart and put together? And how much easier was that to do after it was taken apart? I think it's worth it every time. And give it a little clean up. Tell me what you think on how it looks. Like I said, this is my first one. I think it's gonna be nice. All right, pretty close match if you can see. Maybe we'll close up the other side. Be able to get a better view with this door closed. I did already kind of let it dry outside for about 10 minutes or so. Didn't need much touching up, but touched up a couple little spots. So it's basically ready to go. I probably could put the sweeps in without letting it dry. Not too tight, but I had time to spare, so I don't know if you can see. Oh, look at there. Pretty darn good match in terms of color. I mean, these do have solar green, these have gray, but overall I think it'll be a-okay. Appreciate you watching, taking apart this car for the first time with me. Glad it wasn't anything too bad. You know, if you see this, just know both definitely the new Explorer, is it 2020, a newer Explorer, very, very similar. And the Expedition, also similar, except the Expedition, I don't pull out the little screw. And that's about it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you thought this was a good job.